Amara Kingsley stands on the sidewalk, phone in one hand, digital map in the other. That universal confusion of a tourist trying to find a place that stubbornly won't appear on GPS. A small cafe, a friend's recommendation, hidden between the mirrored buildings. Around her, executives walk too fast, students pass in groups, no one stops. She is about to give up when a black Mercedes stops abruptly, half on the crosswalk, half blocking the sidewalk. The back door remains closed. The driver rushes out, opens the front door, grabs a leather briefcase, almost bumps into Amara. She takes a step back, iced coffee in hand, almost spilling. "Sorry," she murmurs in English, the automatic reflex of someone who has learned to apologize for taking up space. From inside the car, a male voice cuts the air, rapid Korean, sharp tone of impatience. She doesn't understand the words, but she recognizes the music. Disdain. He points with his chin in her direction while talking on the phone. The assistant murmurs, "Sorry," without looking her in the eye. Then she hears, in English, amidst his Korean sentence, "These tourists blocking." Something breaks. It's not the first time. It was the hotel receptionist who held the key a second too long, checking the passport twice. It was the department store security guard who discreetly followed her down 3 aisles. It was the couple on the subway who switched seats. It was the ex-boyfriend who said, "You're too sensitive," every time she named the pain. The car starts to move. He is already leaving, impeccable gray suit, without looking back. And Amara, with her heart hammering old memories and fresh anger, screams, "Hey, you don't get to talk about me like that." He doesn't turn. Keeps walking toward the skyscraper entrance. People stop. Phones go up. She advances 2 steps, voice louder, firmer. "Coward! Say it to my face, not from your car!" Ryu Seonjae freezes. 38 floors of offices above him, meeting with Japanese investors in 7 minutes, quarterly presentation ready, life perfectly choreographed. And a woman, foreign, tall, furious, just called him a coward in front of witnesses. He turns slowly, stares at her from a distance, and then, against all logic of press advisors and security protocols, he walks back, straight to her, stops 12 inches away. Silence on the sidewalk. 3 phones filming now. He looks directly into her eyes, color of furious amber, and says, low, loaded with disbelief, "Repeat that to my face." The world disappears. Only the 2 of them, ragged breathing, invisible line vibrating in the air between pride and danger. Amara doesn't back down, steps half a pace closer, maintains steady eye contact. "I said you're a coward. You talk down to people from safe distances, from cars, from balconies, from boardrooms. Try having a normal conversation with someone you think is beneath you. That's what I meant." He opens his mouth, closes it. No prepared answer for this. No one ever, no one, has spoken to him like that. The assistant tries to intervene. Seonjae raises his hand, a dry gesture. Silence. For 5 seconds that feel like 5 hours, he just looks at her. Really looks. Sees. And something inside him, buried under decades of corporate armor, recognizes a brutal truth. He takes a step back, adjusts his shirt cuff, automatic gesture of control, and turns without saying anything. Enters the building. Glass doors close. Amara stands there, trembling. Adrenaline, delayed fear, relief, confusion. A teenager approaches. "That was insane. Are you okay?" She doesn't know how to answer. 3 hours later, the video has 200,000 views, and hashtag Our Gangnam Callout is trending in 4 countries. Stories like this, where 2 people collide at exactly the wrong moment and everything changes, don't happen every day. But when they do, they remind us that sometimes the bravest thing we can do is speak up when it costs us something. If you want to hear how this unfolds, how a single moment of courage unravels 2 carefully built lives, subscribe now. We're just getting started, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Amara doesn't sleep that night. She lies in the narrow hotel bed, cheap sheets, air conditioner rattling like a dying animal, and refreshes her phone every 30 seconds. The numbers climb. Views, shares, comments in languages she doesn't speak. Korean characters scroll past. English, Spanish, something that might be Arabic. At 11:47 p.m., Maya's face fills the screen. Video call from Shanghai, her best friend in pajamas with architectural plans scattered behind her. Are you seeing this? Maya doesn't wait for hello. Never does. You're viral. Like actually viral. Amara sits up, propping the phone against a pillow. I know. I can't. Maya, I don't know what to do. What do you mean? You already did it. You called out some asshole CEO in the middle of Gangnam. The internet is eating it up. That's the problem. Amara rubs her face, exhaustion catching up. Half the comments are calling me a hero. The other half are saying I'm a disrespectful tourist who doesn't understand Korean culture. Maya leans closer to her camera, glasses sliding down her nose. And which half do you think is right? I don't know. The admission tastes bitter. I was angry. I've been angry since I got here. Since before I got here. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe... Stop. Maya's voice cuts clean. Don't do that thing where you second-guess yourself into oblivion. You felt disrespected. You said something. That's allowed. Amara wants to believe her. But the comments keep coming. A flood of opinions from strangers who weren't there, who didn't hear the tone, who didn't see the way he looked through her like she was a minor obstacle in his path. She scrolls through a few more. One catches her eye, posted 18 minutes ago. This woman doesn't understand. In Korea, respect is about hierarchy. She embarrassed him publicly. That's unforgivable. Another, 3 minutes later. No, you don't understand. Respect goes both ways. Being rich doesn't give you permission to treat people like furniture. They're arguing about me like I'm not a person, Amara says quietly. Like I'm just a symbol for whatever point they want to make. Maya sighs, the sound crackling through the speaker. That's what happens when you go viral. You stop being you. You become a story people tell themselves. She pauses. But Amara, real talk. Why are you in Seoul? You never actually told me. The question lands heavier than it should. Amara looks away from the camera, toward the window where neon signs bleed color into the night. I needed to leave. After Marcus, after the magazine, after everything, I just needed to be somewhere I couldn't run into my own life. And you chose Korea? I chose anywhere that wasn't home. She pulls her knees to her chest. I thought I could disappear here. Blend in. Turns out I'm pretty terrible at being invisible. Maya laughs, but it's gentle. You've never been good at that. Remember when you tried to quietly quit that nonprofit job and ended up writing a 10-page exit memo that got forwarded to the entire board? Despite everything, Amara smiles. They needed to hear it. Yeah, they did. Just like Mr. CEO needed to hear it today. Maya adjusts her glasses, her expression shifting to something more serious. Listen, I know you're second-guessing this, but I've watched you shrink yourself for years. For Marcus, for editors who didn't want your truth, for spaces that only wanted you if you were palatable. Maybe this moment wasn't perfect. Maybe it was messy. But it was real, and you didn't apologize for taking up space. The words settle into Amara's chest, warm and uncomfortable. I'm scared, she admits. The video is everywhere. What if someone recognizes me tomorrow? What if this follows me back home? What if... Her phone buzzes. A notification. Then another. Then 5 more in rapid succession. Hold on. She switches apps, heart already racing. An email, subject line. Formal meeting request, Ryu Seonjae's office. She reads it once, twice. Her hands start shaking. Maya, his office just emailed me. They want to meet. Tomorrow at 10. They found you already? Maya's voice pitches up. How did they even get your email? I don't know. Amara reads the message again, looking for threats, legal language, anything that might explain the tight knot forming in her stomach. It says Mr. Ryu would like to discuss the incident in person. It says it's not a request, but an invitation I shouldn't refuse. That sounds like a threat wrapped in politeness. That's what I thought. Amara screenshots the email, sends it to Maya. What do I do? Do I go? Do I ignore it? If you ignore it, he might come after you legally. If you go, you walk into his territory. Maya drums her fingers against her desk, thinking. Can you bring someone with you? I don't know anyone here. I've been here 4 days. Then record everything. Keep your phone in your pocket, voice memo running. And Amara? Don't let him make you feel small. You weren't wrong to call him out. After they hang up, Amara lies back down. But sleep feels impossible. She opens the video one more time. Watches herself from a stranger's perspective. Angry, loud, uncompromising. Watches him walk back. That moment of shock when she didn't back down. The comments continue to multiply. She forces herself to read a few more, trying to gauge what she's walking into tomorrow. I work in that building. Ryu Seonjae never interacts with common people. This woman has no idea what she just did. Good. Maybe he needs to remember what it feels like to be challenged. This is going to destroy her. You don't embarrass a Chibo CEO and walk away. Or maybe it'll destroy him. About time. At 3:17 a.m., Amara finally falls asleep with her phone still in her hand. The video paused on the moment right before he turns away. That flicker of something in his expression that might have been recognition or shame, or just the reflection of streetlights in his eyes. She dreams of boardrooms with glass walls, of shouting into rooms where no one turns around, of running through soul streets that twist and multiply until she can't find her way back. When her alarm goes off at 8, she wakes with the certainty that today will change everything. She just doesn't know if the change will break her or build her into someone new. The address in the email leads to a building that doesn't look like a building. It looks like a monument to glass and steel ambition. Amara stands on the sidewalk across the street, staring up at the 42 floors of mirrored windows that reflect the morning sky back at itself. Somewhere in there, Ryu Seonjae is waiting. She checks her phone. 9:53 a.m. 7 minutes. Her reflection stares back from a storefront window. Camel coat buttoned to the throat. Hair pulled into a low bun. Minimal makeup. Armor of her own. She looks composed. Professional. Like someone who hasn't spent the last 12 hours spiraling through worst-case scenarios. The lobby is a cathedral of marble and silence. Her footsteps echo. A receptionist behind a curved desk looks up, expression perfectly neutral. Good morning. How may I assist you? I have a meeting with Mr. Ryu, 10 o'clock. Amara's voice sounds steadier than she feels. The receptionist's fingers move across a keyboard. Miss Kingsley? Yes. 38th floor. Someone will escort you from the elevator. The woman's smile is professional, practiced, revealing nothing. She hands over a visitor badge. Please wear this at all times. The elevator is silent, except for the faint hum of machinery. Amara watches the numbers climb, each floor another second closer to a confrontation she isn't sure how to navigate. The voice memo app on her phone is already recording, tucked in her coat pocket like Maya suggested. The doors open to reveal a young man in a dark suit, waiting. Park Ji-hoon, though she doesn't know his name yet. He bows slightly, polite, formal. Ms. Kingsley, please follow me. They walk down a corridor lined with abstract art and closed doors. Everything is pristine, controlled. The air smells faintly of expensive cologne and filtered air. No personality, just power dressed in minimalism. Ji-hoon stops at a set of double doors, knocks twice, opens them without waiting for an answer. Ms. Kingsley, sir. And there he is. Ryu Seonjae stands by floor-to-ceiling windows, hands in his pockets, backlit by the Seoul skyline. He turns. For a moment, neither speaks. Amara recognizes him instantly. Same sharp jawline, same impeccable suit, same eyes that assessed her on the street. But here, in his territory, he seems larger, more absolute. Thank you, Ji-hoon. Close the door. The assistant disappears. The door clicks shut. Silence. Seonjae gestures to a chair facing his desk. Please. Sit. Amara doesn't move. I'd rather stand. His eyebrow lifts, barely perceptible surprise. As you prefer. He walks to his desk but doesn't sit either. Leans against the edge, arms crossed, studying her. You're probably wondering why I asked you here, he begins. You didn't ask. Your email said it wasn't a request. A translation issue, perhaps. His English is flawless, accent slight but precise. I meant it as an invitation. Invitations don't come with veiled threats. A pause. Something flickers across his face. Amusement? Annoyance? She can't tell. You misunderstand, he says carefully. I don't want conflict. I want resolution. Resolution for who? You or me? Both. He straightens, moves around the desk, maintaining distance but closing it slightly. The video has been problematic. For both of us, I imagine. Problematic. Amara repeats the word, tasting its inadequacy. That's one way to describe it. What would you call it? Honest. The word lands between them like a stone in still water. Seonjae exhales slowly. Ms. Kingsley. Amara. Amara. He adjusts to the informality with visible effort. The situation on the street was, I will admit, not my best moment. However, the video has been edited, shared without context. The narrative being built is incomplete. So you want me to help you change the narrative. I want us to release a joint statement, clarify what happened, donate to an organization of your choosing. You think you can buy this away? It's not a question. His jaw tightens. That's not what I said. It's what you meant. Amara steps forward, closing the distance he so carefully maintained. A statement, a donation, clean PR, and what changes? You go back to your life, I go back to mine, and nothing actually shifts. What do you want from me? The question comes out sharper than he intended. I want you to mean it, Amara says quietly. Not perform it, mean it. For a long moment, he just looks at her. Really looks. Like he did on the street before he walked away. You don't know anything about my life, he says finally, voice low. What it takes to build something, to maintain it. You think I don't see people? I see everyone. I just can't afford to let everyone see me. That sounds lonely. It's necessary. For what? He doesn't answer. Turns back to the window, hands in pockets again, shoulders tense. Amara watches his reflection in the glass, the perfect posture, the controlled breathing, the mask that doesn't quite cover the exhaustion underneath. I have a proposal, she says. He glances back. I'm listening. Spend a day with me. No driver, no assistant, no reservations or VIP anything. Just the city, the real city. She pauses. When you realize you've forgotten what that's like, then we'll talk about statements. That's ridiculous. So is thinking a press release fixes dismissing people as obstacles. I didn't... He stops himself. You're serious. Completely. Seonjae turns fully now, studying her face like he's trying to solve an equation. And if I agree, what guarantee do I have that you won't use this as more ammunition? You don't. You'll have to trust me. Amara holds his gaze. Just like I'm trusting that this meeting wasn't designed to intimidate me into silence. A beat. 2. Saturday. He says abruptly. One day, you plan it. But after we release a statement correcting the context. If you still think the context is the problem, sure. When I prove the context is the problem. Amara almost smiles. Almost. We'll see. She turns to leave. His voice stops her at the door. Ms. Kings, Amara, why did you actually come here? You could have ignored the email. She looks back over her shoulder. Because I wanted to see if you were as empty as you seemed on that sidewalk. And I still don't know. The door closes behind her, leaving Ryu Seonjae alone in his glass tower, staring at the space where she stood, feeling something he hasn't felt in years. Uncertainty. Saturday arrives with gray clouds and the threat of rain. Amara waits outside Gangnam Station exit 11, checking her phone every 40 seconds. 10:03 a.m. He's late, or he's not coming, or he sent someone else, a representative to handle the inconvenience. Then she sees him. Ryu Seonjae emerges from the station in dark jeans, a simple black jacket, no tie. He looks wrong. Not bad, just unfamiliar. Less monument, more man. His hair isn't as perfectly styled. He's carrying nothing. No briefcase, no assistant hovering behind him. "You came," Amara says. "I said I would." In my experience, powerful men say a lot of things. He doesn't respond to that. Just looks at her. Then at the crowded street beyond. The coffee cart on the corner. The vendors setting up for the day. "So, what's the plan?" Subway, traditional market. Lunch somewhere without a Michelin star. She starts walking. Try to keep up. The subway is packed. Saturday morning rush of families, couples, students with backpacks. Amara scans her transit card, moves through the turnstile. Seonjae stops, stares at the card reader. "Problem?" she asks. "I don't have a card." "You don't..." She stops herself from laughing. "When's the last time you took the subway?" He doesn't answer immediately. "I don't remember." Amara buys him a single journey card from a machine, hands it over. Their fingers brush briefly. He takes it like it's a foreign object. On the platform, they wait. Bodies press close as the train arrives. Hot metal smell, automated announcements, doors opening to reveal zero personal space. Seonjae hesitates. "Come on." Amara steps in, gets swept toward the center. He follows, grabbing an overhead strap as the train lurches forward. For 3 stops, they don't speak. Amara watches him absorb everything. The elderly woman with a wheeled cart full of vegetables, the teenage couple sharing earbuds, the businessman asleep standing up. Nobody recognizes him. Or if they do, they're too tired to care. "This is normal for you?" he asks quietly. "This is normal for most people." At the market, the noise hits first. Vendors calling prices, fish being cleaned, ajumas haggling over produce. Smells of fermented vegetables, grilled meat, fresh sesame oil. Seonjae stops at the entrance, visibly overwhelmed. "Too much?" Amara asks, not unkindly. "It's loud. It's alive." She moves into the chaos. He follows. They pass stalls selling everything. Dried seaweed, handmade dumplings, bright persimmons stacked in pyramids. A vendor offers Seonjae a sample of kimchi on a toothpick. He takes it with both hands, bows slightly. The vendor bows back, not recognizing the CEO, just seeing a polite customer. "You bowed," Amara observes. "It's respectful. You didn't bow when we met in your office." He looks at her. "That was different." "How?" "You were..." He stops. "Go on." "Challenging me." "And she's not?" He doesn't have an answer for that. They buy rice cakes from an old woman who insists on giving them extra. Pay too much because Seonjae doesn't know how to haggle and waves away the change. Amara watches him navigate unfamiliar territory with the same focused intensity he probably applies to board meetings. Learning, adapting, still slightly off balance. At a tiny restaurant with plastic chairs and no English menu, they eat bibimbap. The owner brings extra banchan, side dishes filling every inch of the small table. Seonjae eats slowly, methodically. "When did you last eat somewhere like this?" Amara asks. "Honestly, I'm not sure I ever have. Not like this." "How is that possible?" He sets down his chopsticks. "My father worked in markets like this. Carried boxes, cleaned fish, took any job that paid. He came home smelling like sweat and shame. His voice is even, factual. I swore I'd never smell like that. Never be that invisible." Amara processes this. "So you became impossible to ignore." "Yes, but invisible in a different way." He looks up sharply. "What does that mean?" "You built walls so high that nobody sees you either. They see the CEO, the suit, the power, but not the person who bows at market vendors and doesn't know how to use a subway card." Seonjae picks up his water glass, sets it down without drinking. "My father died when I was 17. Stroke. At work. carrying boxes for a man who didn't learn his name in 3 years. He finally looks at her. I built this empire so I'd never be erased like that. But you're doing the same thing, Amara says gently, erasing people, just from a higher floor. The words hang there. Outside, rain starts. Light at first, then heavier. They stand under the restaurant awning, watching the street blur. There's a cafe 2 blocks away, Amara says. Lead on. They run, collars pulled up against the downpour, laughing despite themselves, or maybe because of themselves. The cafe is tiny, humid from wet bodies, and the espresso machine hissing steam. They find a corner table barely big enough for 2 cups. Amara orders in Korean, halting, probably wrong pronunciation, but the barista understands. Seonjae watches her. You're learning the language, he observes. Badly. But yes. Why? Because assuming everyone speaks English is arrogant. I'm a guest here. You called me a coward in English. You understood me, didn't you? Despite everything, he almost smiles. The rain drums against the window. Steam rises from their coffee cups. For the first time all day, silence sits comfortably between them. Can I ask you something? Seonjae says finally. Go ahead. Why did you really come to Seoul? Amara watches raindrops race down the glass. I was in a relationship. He is an editor at a magazine where I freelanced. Smart, successful, and very good at making me feel like I was imagining things. What things? Microaggressions disguised as concern. Editing my voice out of my own articles. Introducing me as articulate, like it was surprising. She wraps her hands around the warm cup. Every time I brought it up, he'd say I was too sensitive, that I was creating problems where none existed. Eventually, I started believing him. But you didn't. I did for a while. Then I wrote a piece about Black women in predominantly white creative spaces. My editor, my boyfriend, rewrote it to be more accessible, meaning less uncomfortable for white readers. Her jaw tightens. I quit, both the job and the relationship. And I got on a plane because I needed distance from everyone who'd watched me disappear and said nothing. Seonjae is quiet for a long moment. I'm sorry. For what? For being another man who didn't see you. The admission surprises her. Surprises both of them. For what it's worth, Amara says. I don't think you didn't see me. I think you saw a problem to be managed. And I think you've trained yourself to see people that way for so long, you don't know how to turn it off. He stares into his coffee like it might have answers. My assistant, Ji-hoon. Do you know how long he's worked for me? No. 3 years. I don't know his birthday. I don't know if he has family. I know he's efficient, punctual, and never questions directives. Seonjae looks up. That's not seeing someone. That's using them. So change it. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. It's just not easy. Thunder cracks outside. The lights flicker. The cafe owner lights candles on each table just in case. In the flickering light, Amara sees something in Seonjae's expression shift. A crack in the foundation. Small but real. His phone buzzes. He glances at it, frowns. Board meeting. Emergency session. Min Woo says it's critical. Are you going? He looks at the phone. At her. At the rain-soaked street outside where normal people are just living their normal lives. No, he says finally. Not yet. But 20 minutes later, when the phone rings insistently, he answers. Listens. His face hardens. I have to go. I know. He stands, hesitates. Thank you. For today. We're not done. I know that too. He leaves money on the table. Too much again, and walks out into the rain. Doesn't look back. Amara sits alone with 2 cold coffees, and the knowledge that she just witnessed something rare. A powerful man choosing his armor over vulnerability, fully aware that's what he's doing. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She opens the message. I meant what I said. Thank you. RS. She doesn't reply. Just watches the rain and wonders what choice he'll make next time. Amara wakes Sunday to her phone vibrating across the nightstand like a trapped insect. 43 notifications, all within the last hour. She picks it up, squinting against the screen brightness. The first thing she sees is a tag from Maya. Check this now. A new version of the video has gone viral, not the original. A re-edited cut with English subtitles burned into the frame. She presses play, volume low. Her own voice. Coward, say it to my face, not from your car. Then Seonjae speaking in Korean. But the subtitle reads, These dirty foreigners don't belong here. Her stomach drops. She replays it. Listens closer to his actual words. She doesn't speak Korean well, but the rhythm is wrong. The tone doesn't match. He said something dismissive. Yes. But this is deliberate mistranslation. The comments are vicious. See? Racist billionaire exposed. She was right to call him out. He's trash. Korea has a serious problem with anti-black racism, and here's your proof. But also, this woman destroyed a man's reputation with lies. The original video didn't have this caption. Who edited this? Everyone is so quick to believe the worst. Her chest tightens. This isn't what she wanted. Isn't what happened. She calls Maya. You saw it, Maya answers without greeting. It's fake. The subtitle. I don't know what he actually said, but I was there. It wasn't that explicit. Can you prove it? I don't know. I'd need someone who speaks fluent Korean to translate the actual audio. But Maya, this is getting out of control. People are using this to justify, God, I don't even know what. Outrage, activism, cancel culture. Or, Maya says carefully, someone wants to make sure he can't recover from this. What do you mean? Think about it. Who benefits if a CEO gets publicly destroyed? Who profits from chaos? Amara sits up fully now. You think someone edited this on purpose? To amplify the damage? I think viral videos are powerful tools, and tools get used. After they hang up, Amara stares at her phone, opens the video again. Pauses on the frame showing Seonjae's face, that moment of shock when she called him a coward. He looks angry, defensive, but not hateful. She screenshots the subtitle, starts searching for Korean-English translators in Seoul. An email arrives. Subject: Collaboration opportunity, Ryu Enterprises. She opens it, suspicious. Dear Ms. Kingsley, we at Ryu Enterprises have followed your platform with great interest. Your perspective on travel and cultural experiences aligns with our upcoming diversity and inclusion initiative. We would like to discuss a partnership opportunity. It goes on. Formal, corporate. The offer at the end makes her breath catch. Consultant position, 6-month contract, $120,000. Her freelance rate is $800 per article. She's been averaging 2 articles a month. This would solve everything. Rent, debt, the freedom to write what she wants without begging editors for scraps. But the email doesn't mention the video, doesn't acknowledge the confrontation. It's sanitized, strategic, a transaction dressed as opportunity. She closes it without responding. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. Ms. Kingsley, this is Choi Minwoo, senior board member at Ryu Enterprises. The voice is smooth, older, the kind of voice used to being obeyed. I'm calling regarding the recent situation. I want to assure you that we take this matter seriously. Which matter? Amara asks carefully. The original video or the edited one? A pause. Both. We're prepared to offer you a comprehensive settlement. Legal fees covered, a public statement clearing your name, and the consulting position detailed in the email you just received. In exchange for? A joint statement clarifying that the incident was a misunderstanding, an NDA regarding any interactions with Mr. Ryu, and your agreement not to engage further with media on this topic. There it is. You want to silence me, Amara says flatly. We want to protect everyone involved, including you. Ms. Kingsley, the internet is not kind to women who challenge powerful men. With our resources, we can ensure you emerge from this not as a villain or a victim, but as a professional. By pretending it didn't happen. By controlling the narrative before it controls you. Amara's hand tightens around the phone. Does Ryu Seonjae know you're making this call? Another pause. Longer this time. Mr. Ryu is focused on other priorities. The board handles matters of reputation management. That's not an answer. It's the answer you're going to get. You have 48 hours to consider our offer. After that, we pursue alternative solutions. His tone hardens slightly. I would strongly advise acceptance, Ms. Kingsley. This situation can become significantly more difficult for you. He hangs up. Amara sits motionless, phone still pressed to her ear, listening to dead air. 2 messages arrive simultaneously, one from an unknown number. The offer is real, but the intent is control. They'll bury you if you refuse. A friend. She doesn't recognize the number. The second message is from Seonjae. Can we talk? Not about statements, about truth. She stares at both messages. Maya's words echo. Tools get used. She's become a tool for the board, for social media activists, for people on both sides who don't actually care about her, just about what she represents. But what does she actually want? She opens a new note on her phone and starts typing. Not for publication, just for clarity. What I know. 1. Ryu Seonjae was dismissive and arrogant. 2. He wasn't explicitly racist in that moment. Annoyed, yes, but the subtitle is manipulated. 3. The board wants me gone. 4. Seonjae wants. I don't actually know what he wants. 5. I came to Seoul to find my voice, and now people want to pay me to give it up again. She reads it back, then adds. 6. I'm scared of making the wrong choice. 7. But I'm more scared of making the safe one. She texts Seonjae back. Tuesday, same cafe, 2 p.m., come alone. His response is immediate. I'll be there. Amara lies back down, but sleep won't come. Outside her window, Seoul hums with its endless energy. Millions of people making choices, taking risks, building lives. Tomorrow she'll figure out how to tell the truth without being destroyed by it. Tonight, she just needs to believe that's possible. Tuesday morning, Park Ji-hoon stands outside a cafe in Itaewon, hands shoved in his pockets, looking like he's about to commit a crime. Technically, he is. Inside, Amara sits by the window with an untouched Americano. She spots him immediately, recognizes him from Seonjae's office, the assistant who barely spoke. He hesitates at the door, then enters. Ms. Kingsley? She nods. You asked to meet. He sits across from her, nervous energy radiating. I don't have much time. Mr. Ryu thinks I'm picking up documents from legal. So why are you here? Ji-hoon pulls a small flash drive from his jacket pocket, sets it on the table between them like it might explode. What's this? Amara asks. Insurance, or evidence, depending on how you use it. He doesn't touch it again, as if proximity might implicate him further. Recordings, board meetings from the past 18 months, discussions about labor disputes, discrimination complaints that were buried, financial practices that... He stops. It's bad, not illegal maybe, but morally, it's everything you accused him of. Amara stares at the drive. Why are you giving this to me? Because Minwoo asked me to dig up dirt on you. Find something to discredit you if the settlement offer fails. Old posts, ex-relationships, anything to make you look unreliable. Ji-hoon's jaw tightens. I said I couldn't find anything. He told me to look harder or find a new job. So, this is revenge? This is me choosing a side. He finally meets her eyes. I've worked for Mr. Ryu for 3 years. Watched him treat people like furniture, including me. But after Saturday, after he came back from wherever he went with you, something changed. Small things. He asked how my weekend was. Actual question. Waited for an answer. He noticed I'd been working late, told me to go home at reasonable hour. Ji-hoon's voice cracks slightly. For 3 years I've been invisible. Then one day with you, And suddenly he sees me. Amara picks up the flash drive, turns it over in her hands. If I use this, it'll destroy him. If you use it, Ji-hoon corrects, it'll destroy the system that made him. There's a difference. He'll know it came from you. Probably. You'll lose your job. Definitely. Ji-hoon stands, preparing to leave. But I'll keep something more important. What? The ability to look at myself in the mirror. He heads for the door, pauses. One more thing. The edited video with the fake subtitles? I saw the analytics. It was first uploaded from an IP address registered to a media consulting firm. Guess who's on their client list? Min-woo. The board hired them 3 days ago. Crisis management, they called it. He pulls his collar up. They're manufacturing the crisis they claim to be managing. After he leaves, Amara sits with the flash drive in her palm. It's light. Insignificant. Except it's not. Her phone buzzes. Seonjae. On my way. 10 minutes. She has a choice to make. Show him the drive. See how he reacts. Test whether Saturday meant anything. Or keep it hidden. Use it as leverage later. Or destroy it. Walk away from all of this. Take the settlement. Disappear. She plugs the drive into her laptop. Clicks the first file. Choi Min-woo's voice fills her headphones. Don't care about the ethics. We care about the optics. If the media gets wind of how we handled the Hwaseong factory situation, it's not just PR damage. It's lawsuits, government investigations, potential criminal charges. Another voice, younger. But the workers signed contracts. They knew the terms. If they want better conditions, they should have negotiated better. They tried. We fired the organizers. Exactly. Problem solved. Laughter. Actual laughter. Amara's hand trembles as she pauses the recording. The cafe door opens. Seonjae enters, spots her immediately. He looks different again. Not CEO, not casual Saturday, but something in between. Tired. Uncertain. He sits down. Thank you for agreeing to meet. Did you know your board offered me a settlement with an NDA? Amara asks directly. His face darkens. When? Sunday. Min-woo called personally. I didn't authorize that. Do you authorize everything your board does? In theory, yes. In practice. He runs a hand through his hair. They operate with a lot of autonomy, especially Min-woo. He threatened me. Subtly, but clearly. Seonjae's expression hardens. What did he say exactly? She tells him. Watches his jaw clench tighter with each sentence. I'll handle it, he says finally. Will you? Or will you let them handle it while you focus on other priorities? She doesn't bother hiding the edge in her voice. That's not fair. Isn't it? You left Saturday for a board meeting. You're here now. But how long before the next crisis calls? How long before doing the right thing becomes too inconvenient? I left Saturday because they were threatening to force a vote of no confidence. Min-woo has been consolidating power for months. If I lose the board, I lose the company. And if you lose your humanity keeping the company, what exactly have you won? The question lands like a physical blow. Seonjae leans back, studying her. You're not going to make this easy. If you wanted easy, you wouldn't have come back on that sidewalk. A beat of silence. The video with the fake subtitles, Amara says carefully. I looked into it. It came from a firm Min-woo hired. What? The shock on his face is genuine. Your board is manufacturing outrage to force your hand. They want you to either crush me publicly or accept their solution, which probably involves you stepping back while they handle operations. Seonjae's face pales. He's trying to stage a coup. Looks like it. He stands abruptly, paces to the window, back. I need to make calls. Stop this before... Before what? Before the next manufactured crisis? Before the next person gets erased? Amara stands too. You can't just fix individual problems anymore. The system is broken. You built an empire on control, and now the control is turning on you. So what do you suggest? I just burn it all down? I suggest you decide what you actually stand for. Because right now, you're standing in the middle and both sides are pulling. Her laptop sits open on the table, the flash drive still inserted. One click, and he'd see everything. She makes a choice. I have something you need to see, Amara says quietly. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you'll have to decide what you do with the information. Show me. She turns the laptop toward him, presses play. As Minwoo's voice fills the space between them, Amara watches Ryu Seonjae's face transform. Shock, denial, recognition, horror. When the recording ends, he sits down heavily. How long has this been happening? His voice is barely above a whisper. Jihoon says 18 months. Probably longer. Jihoon gave you this. Yes. He'll be fired. He knows. Seonjae closes the laptop slowly, like closing a coffin. My father worked in factories like the ones Minwoo is talking about. Brutal conditions. No voice. I swore when I built this company it would be different. He looks up at her, eyes haunted. I became exactly what I hated. Not exactly, Amara says gently. You can still choose differently. If I go public with this, I lose the board, probably the company, everything I built. If you don't, you lose yourself. He stands, walks to the window. Seoul sprawls beyond. Endless buildings, endless lives, endless choices. Give me 24 hours, he says finally. To do what? To decide if I'm brave enough to tell the truth. He leaves without another word. Amara sits alone with her cooling coffee and the weight of what comes next. Her phone buzzes. Maya, whatever you're doing, be careful. Too late for that. The waiting is worse than the confrontation. Amara spends Wednesday in her hotel room, laptop open, phone within reach, refresh checking email and news sites every few minutes. Nothing. No statement from Ryu Enterprises. No messages from Seonjae. Just silence. At 3 p.m., Maya video calls. Have you eaten? Maya asks immediately, the question of someone who knows her too well. Not hungry. That means no. Maya holds up a bowl of noodles to her camera. I'm eating. You should too. I gave the CEO evidence that could destroy his company. I'm not really in a noodle mood. You gave him evidence of what his company actually is. What he does with it isn't your responsibility. Then why does it feel like it is? Maya sets down her bowl, leans closer to the screen. Because you're a good person who wants redemption arcs for everyone. But Amara, some people choose power over truth every time. And if he does, that's not your failure. What if I'm wrong about him? What if you're right? They sit in comfortable silence, connected across borders by screens and history, and the deep knowledge of chosen family. Can I tell you something? Amara says quietly. Always. Part of me wants him to fail. Wants him to choose the company, the board, the safe option. Because then I get to be right. The angry woman who saw through the pretty redemption narrative. She swallows hard. But a bigger part, the part that scares me, wants him to surprise me. And I don't know what I'll do with that, if he does. Maya is quiet for a long moment. You're allowed to want complexity. You're allowed to see him as human without excusing the harm. Those things can coexist. After they hang up, Amara forces herself to eat. Orders room service, bibimbap, the same dish they shared at the market restaurant. It tastes like memory now. Her phone rings at 8 p.m. Unknown number. Ms. Kingsley? Lee Hana, Seoul Business Daily. I'm calling about... Amara hangs up. Another call. Different reporter. Then another. Someone leaked something. But what? To whom? She opens Twitter. Her mentions are exploding. Then she sees it. A press release from Ryu Enterprises, posted 17 minutes ago. Statement from CEO Ryu Seonjae. Effective immediately. I am ordering an independent audit of all labor practices across Ryu Enterprises subsidiaries. This audit will be conducted by an outside firm with full access to records, facilities, and employee interviews. Results will be made public regardless of findings. I am also calling for a board review of all senior leadership, including myself. Recent evidence has revealed practices inconsistent with the values this company claims to represent. I take full responsibility for allowing this culture to develop under my watch. To Ms. Amara Kingsley, your confrontation on that Gangnam sidewalk was not a misunderstanding. It was a necessary mirror. I apologize not just for that moment, but for the years of willful blindness that led to it. This is not a PR statement. This is a commitment to actionable change, beginning with transparency. Ryu Seonjae. Amara reads it 3 times. Her hands are shaking. The comments beneath are already chaos, support, skepticism, outrage from all directions. But the words themselves are clear, unambiguous, risky. Her phone buzzes. Text from Seonjae. I meant every word, but I need you to know. This might destroy everything. The board will fight. I might lose. She types back. You already won. Just not the way you thought winning looked. 3 dots appear. Disappear. Appear again. Can I see you? Her finger hovers over the keyboard. Every instinct says this is complicated, dangerous. A pattern she's fallen into before. Seeing the best in men who want to be better but don't know how. But this is different, isn't it? Tomorrow, same cafe. Noon. I'll be there. That night, Amara sleeps better than she has since arriving in Seoul. Not because the story is over, it's just beginning, but because for the first time in months, maybe years, she made a choice that felt true. Thursday morning, the news cycle is on fire. Ryu's statement is everywhere. Business analysts predict financial fallout. Labor rights groups are cautiously optimistic but skeptical. The board has released a counter-statement calling his move premature and potentially damaging to shareholder value. Min-woo specifically is quoted. Mr. Ryu is experiencing a personal crisis. The board will take necessary steps to stabilize leadership. Translation, coup in progress. At 11:47 a.m., Amara arrives at the cafe early. Orders 2 Americanos, one for herself, one for whoever walks through that door. The man who hid behind tinted windows, or the one who ate rice cakes in the rain. At 12:03 p.m., Ryu Seonjae enters. He looks destroyed, exhausted. Hair not perfectly styled, tie slightly loose, eyes carrying the weight of a night without sleep. He sits, sees the coffee waiting, almost smiles. Thank you. For the coffee or the flash drive? Both. Neither. I don't know. He wraps his hands around the cup like it's an anchor. The board is moving to remove me. Emergency vote scheduled for next week. Min-woo has enough support. I'm sorry. Don't be. You were right. The system was broken. I was just too comfortable to admit it. They sit in silence. What will you do? Amara asks finally. Fight. Lose, probably. But fight. He looks at her directly. I wanted you to know. Whatever happens next, what you did mattered. You didn't just call out one asshole CEO. You revealed something rotten that needed exposing. Ji-hoon revealed it. I just showed you. You showed me I could choose differently. He pauses. That's not nothing. Amara feels something shift in her chest. Respect, recognition, the dangerous beginning of understanding. So what now? She asks. Now I prepare for the board meeting. Gather allies. Hope that some people still believe in building something better rather than just protecting what exists. And after? After. He meets her eyes. I'd like to take you to dinner. A real one. Not research. Not damage control. Just dinner. Her breath catches. That's complicated. I know. We barely know each other. I know that too. You might not have a company next week, which means I'll have plenty of time for dinner. Despite everything, the chaos, the uncertainty, the cameras probably still watching, Amara laughs. Real. Surprised. One condition, she says. Name it. You let me pay. Deal. Outside the window, Seoul moves forward. People rushing, living, choosing their own complicated paths through an imperfect world. Inside, 2 people who met in the worst possible way, Begin to imagine what better might look like. It won't be simple. It probably won't even work. But for the first time in a long time, Amara feels something she'd almost forgotten. Hope. Friday evening. Rush hour. Amara stands on the subway platform, manuscript pages in her bag, an article she's been trying to write for 3 days. What happens when you stop being silent? A Soul Street story. Her editor wants personal narrative. The internet wants hot takes. She's not sure what she wants to write anymore. Her phone buzzes. Seonjae. Where are you? Heading home. Why? Stay there. Which station? Gangnam. But the dots appear and disappear. Then, don't move. 12 minutes later, Ryu Seonjae emerges from the station tunnel. No suit, just dark jeans and a charcoal sweater, hair wind disrupted, slightly out of breath like he ran. What's wrong? Amara asks immediately, instinct reading crisis in his posture. Nothing. Everything. I don't know. He stops in front of her, hands in pockets. That vulnerable uncertainty she's only seen glimpses of. I've been in meetings for 9 hours. Lawyers, advisors, people preparing for war. And I realized, I don't want to spend tonight strategizing how to survive. I want to spend it remembering why survival matters. Amara's breath catches. That's unexpectedly poetic for a CEO. Former CEO, possibly, if Monday goes badly. He manages half a smile. So, show me your soul. Not the tourist version, not the day without armor experiment. Just, where do you go when you need to breathe? She shouldn't. She has work. Boundaries. Self-preservation instincts screaming that getting closer to someone in free fall is dangerous. But, come on. She starts walking. Hope you're okay with fried chicken and bad karaoke. They take the subway, line 2, packed with Friday exhaustion and weekend anticipation. Stand too close because there's no choice. Shoulders pressed together, hands gripping the same overhead bar. Every jostle pushes them closer. You do this every day? Seonjae asks quietly. Most days. Sometimes I walk. Depends on the weather and my mood. And nobody bothers you? Define bothers. Sometimes I get stared at. Sometimes followed by security in stores. But mostly people are just living their lives, same as me. She glances at him. Does it bother you? Being this close to strangers? It's... He searches for words. Intimate in a way I'm not used to. Everyone has their own world, their own struggles, and we're all just... existing together. Amara finishes. Yeah, that's the point. We're not alone, even when we feel like we are. The restaurant she chooses is basement level, fluorescent lit, plastic chairs, walls covered in faded K-pop posters. The owner, an elderly woman with a permanent scowl, doesn't recognize Seonjae or care who he might be. Just takes their order with efficient indifference. She didn't bow, Seonjae observes, a little wonderstruck. Why would she? You're a customer, not a king. In most places I go, you don't go to most places. That's the problem. The chicken arrives, crispy, spicy, perfect. They eat with their hands, napkins piling up, beer glasses sweating condensation rings on the plastic table. No one takes their picture. No one cares. Can I ask you something? Seonjae says, licking sauce from his thumb. That article you mentioned, the one your ex-boyfriend rewrote, do you still have the original? Yes. Why? Because I'd like to read it. The real version, not the accessible one. Amara sets down her chicken. Why? Because you told me I don't see people. And I'm trying to learn how. The honesty in his voice, raw, undefended, does something to her carefully maintained boundaries. I'll send it to you, she says quietly. But you have to promise to read it all the way through, even the uncomfortable parts. Especially the uncomfortable parts. After dinner, she takes him to a noribang, karaoke room the size of a closet, tambourines on the wall, disco ball rotating slowly. They're terrible singers. Both of them. But it doesn't matter because no one can hear them through the soundproof walls. Amara chooses an old ballad, something about lost love and second chances, Her voice cracks on the high notes. Seonjae watches her like he's witnessing something sacred. When it's his turn, he selects a song in Korean. Melancholic, slow. His voice is surprisingly good, steady and rich. She doesn't understand all the words, but she feels them. "What's it about?" she asks when it ends. "A man who built walls so high he forgot how to find the door." He sets down the microphone. Then someone shows him where he buried it. The air between them shifts. Charged, delicate, dangerous. "Seonjae, I know, it's complicated. You're leaving eventually. I might lose everything Monday. This doesn't make sense." He stands, moves closer. Not touching, just close enough that she can feel his presence like heat. "But for the first time in 20 years, I feel like I'm living instead of performing. And that's because of you." Amara's heart hammers. "I didn't do anything. You saw me. Really saw me. Not the title or the money or the carefully constructed image. You saw the coward hiding behind a car door and called him out. His eyes. God, his eyes are so present. You gave me permission to be human again. And what if being human costs you everything? Then at least I'll know it was mine to lose." They're inches apart now. She can see his pulse at his throat, rapid and real. His hand lifts, hesitates, almost touches her face. The song ends. The room falls silent except for their breathing. Amara steps back first. "We should go. It's late." "Amara, Monday is in 3 days. You need to focus. I need to..." She doesn't finish. Doesn't know how to. Outside, the Seoul night is electric. Neon signs, street vendors, couples walking hand in hand. Normal life spinning forward while theirs hangs suspended in uncertainty. "Let me walk you to your hotel," Seonjae says. "It's 20 minutes out of your way." "I don't care." They walk in silence for the first few blocks. Then Amara asks, "Are you scared? About Monday?" "Terrified." The admission comes easily now. "I've spent my entire adult life building this company. It's all I know. All I am." "That's not true." "Isn't it? If they take it away, what's left?" She stops walking, turns to face him fully. A man who eats market rice cakes in the rain, who learns subway systems at 41, who admits fear instead of performing confidence. She holds his gaze. That person was always there. The company just kept you from seeing him. Seonjae looks at her like she's speaking a language he's only just beginning to understand. At her hotel entrance, they stand awkwardly. Two people who've crossed too many boundaries to pretend they're strangers, but not enough to know what they're becoming. "Thank you," he says. "For tonight. For all of it. Good luck Monday. If I survive, can I take you to that dinner? The real one? If you survive, I'll let you try." Almost smile. Almost touch. Almost kiss that neither initiates. He walks away first this time. Amara watches until he disappears into the subway station, feeling like she just let something irreplaceable slip through her fingers. Her phone buzzes before she reaches her room. Text from Maya. "Please tell me you're being careful." Too late for that. Emotionally or literally? Both. 3 laughing emojis then. Well, at least you're consistent. Amara falls asleep with her phone in her hand and the taste of almost on her lips. Monday morning arrives with rain. Hard, cold, the kind that soaks through fabric and optimism. The emergency board meeting is scheduled for 10 a.m. in the main conference room, 38th floor. Seonjae arrives at 7:30, alone. Ji-hoon waits by the elevator. "Sir, I wasn't sure if..." He stops. "I'm glad you came. Did you think I'd run?" "I would have understood if you did." Seonjae clasps his assistant's shoulder briefly. "Thank you. For everything. Including the flash drive." Ji-hoon's eyes widen. "You knew?" "I figured it out. Not many people had access to those recordings." He smiles slightly. "For what it's worth, you did the right thing. Will they fire me?" "Probably. But I'll make sure you land somewhere better." The conference room is exactly as cold as expected. Long glass table, leather chairs, the Seoul skyline watching through floor-to-ceiling windows. Choi Min-woo is already seated at the far end, flanked by 3 other board members. All older. All men. All expressions of contained hostility. "You're early," Min-woo says, tone flat. "It's my company. I'm never early." Seonjae takes his seat at the opposite end. "I'm exactly where I need to be." Over the next 90 minutes, 5 more board members arrive. The room divides cleanly. 6 supporting Min-woo's motion for leadership restructuring, 4 supporting Seonjae, 1 undecided. The math is simple and brutal. At 10:03 a.m., Min-woo calls the meeting to order. "We're here to address a crisis of leadership. Mr. Ryu's recent actions, the public statement, the unauthorized audit, the admission of systemic failures, have destabilized investor confidence and exposed the company to legal liabilities." He slides a folder across the table. "I'm proposing a vote of no confidence in CEO Ryu Seonjae, followed by installation of interim leadership while we conduct a comprehensive review." "By interim leadership, you mean yourself," Seonjae says evenly. "I mean whoever this board determines has the company's best interests at heart. And my best interests don't include transparency, accountability. Your best interests," Min-woo leans forward, "seem to currently align with a foreign woman who publicly humiliated you and has now manipulated you into corporate self-sabotage." The room goes silent. "Careful," Seonjae says quietly, voice dropping to something dangerous. "We're discussing business practices, not personal relationships." "Are we?" "Because from where I sit, this entire disaster began when you chose to engage with Ms. Kingsley instead of handling the situation through appropriate channels." Min-woo opens his own folder. "I have documentation showing 17 private meetings, messages, and public interactions between you and Ms. Kingsley over the past 2 weeks. This isn't transparency. This is distraction." One of the undecided board members shifts uncomfortably. "Is this true?" Seonjae doesn't flinch. "Yes. I've met with Ms. Kingsley multiple times. Because she was right. She saw what I'd been ignoring. A corporate culture that prioritized image over ethics. I engaged with her because she was the only person brave enough to tell me the truth." "So you admit she's influencing major corporate decisions?" "I admit I'm finally listening to someone who isn't financially motivated to lie to me." He looks directly at Min-woo. "Unlike some people at this table." "Careful yourself, Seonjae. Accusations require evidence." "I have evidence." Seonjae pulls out his own flash drive. Recordings of 18 months of board meetings. Discussions about labor violations. Buried complaints. Financial practices that skirt legality. And conversations explicitly about manufacturing crises to force my removal. Min-woo's face pales slightly. "Where did you get that? Does it matter? It exists. And if you proceed with this vote, I will ensure every journalist, every regulator, every person who cares about corporate accountability sees it." "That's blackmail." "No, that's transparency. The same transparency you're claiming to oppose." The room erupts. Arguments, accusations, legal threats flying across the polished table. The undecided member looks between them like watching a tennis match with nuclear weapons. Finally, the board chair, an elderly man who's been silent until now, raises his hand. Silence falls. "Gentlemen, this meeting has become unproductive. I'm calling a recess. We reconvene in 1 hour. During that time, I suggest everyone considers what they actually want. Justice or revenge, because only one of those builds lasting companies." The room empties. Min-woo leaves without looking back. Seonjae remains seated, staring at his reflection in the glass table. His phone buzzes. Text from Amara. "Thinking of you. Whatever happens, you told the truth. That matters." He reads it 3 times, types and deletes 4 responses, finally settles on, "Thank you for believing I could." During the recess, he finds Ji-hoon in the hallway, pacing. "Is it bad?" Ji-hoon asks. "Worse than bad. Better than surrender." "What do you need?" "Honestly, coffee, and maybe a miracle." Ji-hoon returns 7 minutes later with an Americano and a small wrapped package. "What's this?" "It arrived this morning. For you. No return address. Seonjae unwraps it. Inside, a small subway card, the same single journey card Amara bought him that first day. A note attached in her handwriting. For when you need to remember what's real. A. He closes his eyes, breathes, feels something settle in his chest. Not certainty, but clarity. When the meeting reconvenes, he's ready. Before we vote, Seonjae begins. I want to say something, not as CEO. Just as someone who spent 20 years building something, and the last 2 weeks realizing I built it wrong. He looks at each board member. Minwoo is right about one thing. I did let someone influence me, but not the way he's implying. Amara Kingsley didn't manipulate me. She woke me up. And what I saw when I woke up was that we've built an empire on the backs of people we refuse to see. Seonjae. Minwoo tries to interrupt. I'm not finished. If you vote me out, fine. I'll survive. But before you do, ask yourselves, what are you protecting? Profits? Or the system that generates profits by grinding people down? He sets the subway card on the table. I know what I'm choosing now. Real relationships, real accountability, real humanity, even if it costs me everything. The room is silent. The undecided board member speaks first. What exactly are you proposing? Complete corporate audit by independent firm, public release of findings, implementation of worker protections and transparent grievance processes, and my resignation, not because I was forced out, but because I'm stepping back to rebuild this correctly. You're resigning voluntarily? Minwoo sounds stunned. I'm resigning as CEO, staying on as board member and head of the restructuring initiative. I built this company. I'll be the one to fix it. He looks at Minwoo directly. Unless you'd rather burn it down to keep control. The vote happens 30 minutes later. The motion for no confidence fails, 6-5. Seonjae's proposal for restructuring passes, 7-4. Minwoo's seat on the board, suspended pending investigation into the manufactured crisis. When it ends, Seonjae walks out into a late afternoon that feels like dawn. His phone rings. Amara. Hey, I'm still standing, barely, but standing. That's all we can ask. Her voice is soft, relieved. So, about that dinner. Are you free tonight? I'll make myself free. No fancy restaurants. No reservations. I want somewhere real. I know just the place. The restaurant Amara chooses is nothing like Seonjae expected. Tiny, tucked down an alley in Yeonam-dong, wooden tables scarred with age, handwritten menu on the wall. The owner is a woman in her 60s who greets Amara by name. You've been here before, Seonjae observes. 3 times. The jjigae is incredible. She orders in careful Korean. The owner smiles, pats her hand, disappears into the kitchen. They sit across from each other, the small table forcing proximity, knees almost touching, hands resting inches apart. So, Amara says, you survived. We survived. We? You were a part of this, whether you wanted to be or not. She considers this. Are you okay? Really? Honestly? I don't know. I resigned from the job I've had for 20 years. I'm probably about to lose half my board. The company's stock dropped 8% today. He picks up his water glass, sets it down. But I slept last night for the first time in 2 weeks. So maybe okay is relative. What happens next? Restructuring, audits. Probably a lot of very difficult conversations with people I've hurt. He meets her eyes. And I was hoping, if you're not leaving immediately, maybe you could help. Help how? You see things I don't. You notice who's invisible. I need that perspective if I'm going to rebuild this correctly. Amara leans back slightly. You want me to work for you? With me. As a consultant. Independent voice. Someone who will call bullshit when she sees it. I'm not qualified. You're the most qualified person I know. You've lived what most of my employees experience. You know what it's like to be dismissed, erased, diminished. His voice drops. You know how to fight back. That's what I need. The food arrives. Steaming bowls of kimchi jjigae, banchan covering every available surface, rice so hot it steams. They eat in comfortable silence for a few minutes. "Can I ask you something personal?" Seonjae says finally. "That's a dangerous opening. Are you staying in Seoul after all this?" Amara sets down her spoon. "I don't know. I came here to run away, but I think I'm done running. So stay, not for me, for you. Finish the article. Tell the story. Build something here. And if it doesn't work, if I stay and everything falls apart, then at least you'll know you tried." He reaches across the table, hesitates, lets his hand rest halfway. "I've spent 20 years playing it safe, building walls, never risking anything real, and it left me empty. Don't make the same mistake." Amara looks at his hand, hers, the space between them that feels like a chasm and a breath simultaneously. She closes the distance, fingers touching fingers, not holding hands, just acknowledging possibility. "1 month," she says quietly. "I'll stay 1 month. Help with the restructuring. Finish my article. See what happens. And after, we reassess. Both of us. Deal." They eat the rest of the meal with hands still touching, a small bridge across uncertainty. After dinner, they walk. No destination, just movement through lamplit streets, past closed shops and late-night cafes, couples and solitary figures in the endless rhythm of city life. "Can I tell you something?" Amara says. "The day we met, after you walked away, I was so angry. At you, at myself, at the entire world, but also terrified. Because I knew I'd just done something that would follow me, and I didn't know if it would destroy me or save me. Which was it? Both. Still both." She glances at him. "You're dangerous, you know? Me? How? You make me want to believe in change, in redemption, in men who say they'll do better and actually mean it." Her voice catches slightly. "I've been hurt by that belief before." Seonjae stops walking, turns to face her fully. "I can't promise I won't mess up. I'm learning as I go. But I can promise I won't lie about it. I won't gaslight you into thinking your perception is wrong. And I won't ask you to make yourself smaller so I can feel bigger. That's a good start. It's all I've got." They're standing in a small playground now. Empty swings swaying in the breeze, streetlight casting long shadows. Amara sits on one of the swings. Seonjae takes the one beside her. "I haven't been on a swing since I was a kid," he says. "Good time to relearn." She pushes off, soaring higher. He follows. For 5 minutes, they're just two people suspended between earth and sky, gravity and flight, past and future. When they stop, breathless and laughing, the world feels different. Lighter. "I should get you home," Seonjae says. "Probably." Neither moves. "Amara." "Don't." She stands, closes the distance between swings. "If you're going to say something important, make sure you mean it. I can't handle another almost promise." He stands too. They're close now. Close enough that she can see the exact moment he decides to be brave. "I'm going to kiss you," he says quietly. Not because this is some romantic climax. Not because we've earned it. But because I've wanted to since you called me a coward, and life's too short for perfect timing. That might be the most honest thing you've ever said. Is it okay? It better be, because I'm tired of waiting. He cups her face. Gentle, uncertain, asking permission with touch. She answers by closing the final distance. The kiss is soft, searching. Nothing like the dramatic cinematic version. Just two people learning each other's rhythm, breathing in sync, finding connection in imperfection. When they part, Amara's eyes stay closed for a moment longer. "Well," she says finally, "that complicated things. Worth it? Ask me again in a month." He laughs, real, unguarded, the sound of someone remembering joy. They walk back to her hotel hand in hand, not talking, just existing together in the rare space where words aren't necessary. At her door, one more kiss, slower this time, certain. "See you tomorrow?" he asks. First restructuring meeting, 10 a.m. Don't be late. I won't. And Seonjae? Yeah? Thank you. For trying. For real. After he leaves, Amara texts Maya. I kissed him. 3 seconds later, her phone rings. Details, now. Amara laughs, collapses on the bed, and tells her best friend everything. Outside, Seoul hums its endless song. Millions of people living, loving, trying, failing, succeeding, existing in the beautiful mess of being human. And somewhere in Gangnam, Ryu Seonjae rides the subway home alone, but not lonely, holding a worn subway card like a talisman, feeling like he finally found the door in the wall he built so high. 2 weeks into the restructuring, reality hits. The independent audit uncovers worse than expected. 15 factories with safety violations, 42 formal complaints buried by middle management, a pattern of retaliation against workers who spoke up. The numbers are damning. The human cost is worse. Seonjae sits in his office at 11 p.m., reading report after report, each one a small death of the image he built. His phone sits silent. He hasn't texted Amara in 3 days. Not because he doesn't want to, but because what can he say? Hey, turns out I'm complicit in systemic abuse, but dinner Thursday? He types and deletes 17 messages. I'm sorry this is taking so long. Delete. I miss you. Delete. I don't know how to face you knowing what I allowed. Delete. Finally settles on nothing. Silence feels safer. Across the city, Amara sits in her hotel room with her laptop open, cursor blinking in the empty document. The article her editor wants. The story she's supposed to tell. But how do you write about complexity when people want heroes and villains? She starts typing. 2 weeks ago, I called a CEO a coward. The video went viral. The internet decided I was either a hero fighting racism or a troublemaker attacking success. The truth, as always, is messier. Delete. What happens when the person you called out actually listens? When they don't just apologize, but dismantle the system that created the harm? Do we have space for redemption? Or have we decided that change is impossible? Delete. I came to Seoul to disappear. Instead, I started a revolution. I'm not sure I know how to finish. The CEO I confronted is trying to do better. But trying isn't the same as succeeding. And I don't know if watching someone try is enough, or if I'm just making excuses for a man I'm starting to care about. She closes the laptop. Too honest. Too raw. Her phone shows no new messages. She tells herself she doesn't care. Tells herself she understands he's busy. Tells herself she's not falling into old patterns. Waiting for men to choose her when their lives get complicated. Maya's voice echoes. You have a habit of wanting to fix powerful men. Is that what this is? Another rescue mission disguised as romance? She opens a new message to Seonjae. Types. Are you okay? Haven't heard from you. Stares at it. Deletes. Pride, self-protection, or both. At 1:17 a.m., unable to sleep, she puts on her coat and walks. The city is quieter now. Just late shift workers, insomniacs, and people running from or toward something they can't name. She finds herself at the cafe where they met last Tuesday. Closed now, metal shutters pulled down, but the memory is vivid. His hand reaching across the table. The kiss that changed everything and nothing. Her phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. Ms. Kingsley, this is Lee Hana from Seoul Business Daily. I'd love to interview you about your experience with Ryu Enterprises restructuring. Off-the-record conversation first if you prefer. Please consider. She screenshots it, sends it to Seonjae with a simple caption. FYI, haven't responded. 20 minutes later, he replies, Thank you for not responding. And I'm sorry. For the silence. Drowning in the reality of everything I enabled. Didn't know how to face you. Her fingers fly. You face me by showing up, not by hiding because it's hard. Dots appear, disappear, appear again. You're right. Can I see you? Now? It's almost 2 a.m. I know, but I can't sleep knowing you think I disappeared. Where? Same playground, 20 minutes. She shouldn't. She has work in the morning. Boundaries. Self-respect. But she goes anyway. He's already there when she arrives, sitting on the same swing, head in his hands. Looks up when he hears her footsteps. You came. You asked. I thought you might ignore me. Would have deserved it. Amara sits on the swing beside him. Doesn't speak immediately. Just lets the silence exist. Uncomfortable. Honest. Real. The audit is bad, Seonjae says finally. Worse than I imagined. People were hurt. Families destroyed. And I signed off on budgets that prioritized profit over safety. I approved managers who I knew were harsh but got results. I built this. So fix it. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. It's just not quick. She turns to face him. Seonjae, I didn't fall for the CEO who had everything figured out. I fell for the guy who admitted he was scared on a subway, who ate market food and asked questions, who chose truth over comfort. Her voice softens. But I can't do this if you disappear every time it gets hard. I was ashamed. Then be ashamed in front of me. Let me see it. That's what partnership means. He reaches across the space between swings, takes her hand. I don't know how to do this. The relationship part, the vulnerability part. I'm learning, but so am I. She squeezes his fingers. I spent 2 years with someone who made me feel crazy for naming harm. I swore I'd never ignore red flags again. And then you, complex, trying, imperfect, show up. And I don't know if I'm seeing clearly or just wanting to believe. What do you need from me? To feel safe. The question, direct, open, willing, does something to her carefully maintained walls. Communication. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. She meets his eyes. And honesty. If you're drowning, tell me. If you need space, tell me. But don't just vanish and leave me guessing. I can do that. Can you? Because talking about it at 2 a.m. in a playground is different than doing it when your board is collapsing and the pressure is crushing. I'll try. Really try. He stands, pulls her up, wraps his arms around her, just holds her. I'm sorry. For disappearing. For making you doubt. She breathes him in. Exhaustion, coffee, the faint scent of stress sweat that comes from 18-hour workdays. Real, human, flawed. 1 month, she reminds him. That was the deal. We're halfway through. What if I ask you to stay longer? Ask me when the month is up. After you've proven you can handle real pressure without shutting me out. Fair. They walk back together, hand in hand again, the night wrapping around them like a cocoon against the world's harshness. At her hotel, one more kiss. Tired, tender, less about passion and more about presence. I'll text you tomorrow, he promises, even if it's just to say I'm overwhelmed. Especially if it's that. After he leaves, Amara opens her laptop one more time, types without overthinking. I'm watching a man try to dismantle the empire he built on the backs of people he trained himself not to see. It's messy, painful. Sometimes I think he'll fail. But he's trying. And maybe that's where change actually begins. Not in perfect execution, but in imperfect, relentless trying. In someone being brave enough to say I was wrong, and meaning it enough to pay the cost. She saves the document. Not ready to publish yet, but getting closer to truth. Outside her window, Seoul is waking up. Delivery trucks rumbling, early risers heading to work. The city's heartbeat steady and strong. Somewhere in that same city, Seonjae rides the subway home, finally texts. Thank you for not giving up on me. I won't make you regret it. She reads it, smiles, hopes he means it, and tries not to think about what happens when the month runs out. 3.5 weeks after the confrontation that started everything, Amara stands on the same Gangnam sidewalk where it all began. She's here intentionally this time, retracing steps, looking for the cafe that sent her into Seonjae's path. Found it finally, tucked between 2 glass towers, exactly as hidden as promised. So this is where you were trying to go. His voice behind her. She turns. Seonjae stands 5 feet away, hands in pockets, slight smile playing at his lips. How did you know I was here? I didn't. I was coming to the cafe. Been my Monday morning ritual for 2 weeks now. Their coffee is terrible, but it reminds me of the day everything changed. Sentimental CEO. Never thought I'd see it. Former CEO. Current human attempting recovery. He joins her on the sidewalk, both of them looking at the spot where a black Mercedes once stopped, where a woman shouted, where a man turned back. Do you regret it? Seonjae asks quietly. Calling me out? Everything that followed? Amara considers. Ask me that 3 weeks ago, mid-crisis, and I'd say yes. Ask me now. She glances at him. No, I don't regret it. I regret the pain it caused, but not the catalyst. Same, for what it's worth. They stand in comfortable silence, watching Monday morning Seoul move around them. People rushing to work, students to school, everyone absorbed in their own urgent life. The audit results go public tomorrow, Seonjae says. Prepared for the fallout? Are you? No, but I'm doing it anyway. He pulls out his phone, shows her a draft press release. This goes out at 9 a.m., full transparency, every violation, every complaint, names of managers who buried them, and my commitment to restitution. Amara reads it carefully. This will destroy your reputation. Probably, but it might save my humanity. That's a hell of a trade. Worth it. She hands back his phone. For the record, I'm proud of you. This couldn't have been easy. It wasn't, still isn't. I keep wanting to soften the language, protect the company image, find ways to spin responsibility. He pockets the phone. But then I remember what you said, about choosing truth over comfort. I said that? Implied it loudly. They both laugh. Easy, genuine, the sound of two people who've survived something difficult together. So, Seonjae says after a moment, your month is almost up. 3 more days. Have you decided? About? Staying. Leaving. Us. All of it. Amara looks at him fully. This man who started as an enemy and became something infinitely more complex. Still flawed. Still learning. But present. Real. Trying. I'm staying, she says quietly. Not forever, but longer. I pitched my editor an extended series on corporate accountability and redemption. He greenlit it. And the US part? That's harder. Why? Because I care about you. And caring about someone makes their failures hurt differently. I see the audit results, the stories of workers you harmed, and part of me thinks, can I be with someone who allowed this? Seonjae nods slowly. I understand if you can't. I'm not finished. She steps closer. But then I see you reading every complaint yourself, attending worker meetings you don't have to attend, asking questions even when the answers destroy you. And I think, this is what accountability looks like. Not perfection, not immediate absolution, just consistent, painful effort. So what does that mean? It means I'm staying, and I'm watching, and I'm reserving the right to walk away if you stop trying. She holds his gaze. Can you live with that uncertainty? Can you? I'm learning to. He reaches for her hand. She lets him take it. Come with me somewhere, he asks. Where? You'll see. They walk 6 blocks to a construction site. Chain link fence, hard hats, cement mixers churning. A sign reads, Future Home of Ryu Enterprises Worker Resource Center. What's this? Amara asks. Restitution. Not enough, but a start. Free legal aid for workers, mental health resources, job training, anonymous reporting system. He gestures to the blueprints posted on the fence. Opens in 6 months, funded entirely from my personal salary cuts. You're building a watchdog center? Against your own company? I'm building accountability infrastructure, so this never happens again. Amara stares at the plans. Detailed, thorough, expensive. This is real. Did you think it wasn't? I think a lot of people promise change and deliver PR. She looks at him. You're delivering actual infrastructure. It's what you would have demanded if I'd tried anything less. True. They stand there, looking at the promise of something better built on the wreckage of something broken. Your article, Seonjae says. When you publish it, don't protect me. Tell the truth. The good, the bad, the complicated. People need to know that change is possible but not painless. You sure? It won't be flattering. I'm sure. I hired you as a consultant specifically because you'd call bullshit. Extend that to everything. Deal. They walk back slowly. No rush. Just two people trying to find balance between hope and realism, attraction and caution, past harm and future possibility. At her hotel entrance, Seonjae hesitates. Can I ask you something? Personal. You've earned some personal questions. If this works, if I keep trying and you keep staying, where do you see it going? Amara considers. Honestly, I don't know. I don't believe in fairy tales anymore. But I believe in two imperfect people choosing each other daily, doing the work, building something real instead of easy. She touches his face gently. Ask me again in 6 months. After the resource center opens. After you've proven this wasn't just crisis-driven reform. 6 months. Yeah, I'll be here. You better be. One more kiss. Familiar now, but still electric. Still terrifying. Still worth it. That night, Amara finishes her article. All of it. The confrontation, the viral video, the board meeting, the restructuring, the kiss in the playground, the 2 a.m. conversation, the choice to stay. She titles it, What Happens When You Stop Being Silent, a Love Letter to Complexity. Sends it to her editor at 11:47 p.m. His response comes 5 minutes later. This is career-making work. When can I run it? Give me 3 more days. I want to see what happens when the audit goes public. The story isn't done yet. You're killing me. But okay, 3 days. She falls asleep with her phone in her hand, soul buzzing outside her window, and the strange, fragile sensation of hope taking root in the ruins of certainty. Across the city, Seonjae sits in his apartment. Smaller now, downsized from the penthouse but more honest, looking at a calendar. 3 more days until the audit. 6 months until the resource center. A lifetime to prove that people can change when someone believes they're worth the effort. He texts Amara one last time. Thank you for the second chance. I won't waste it. She responds immediately. You're welcome. Now go to sleep. Big week ahead. Yes, ma'am. I like the sound of that. Noted. 2 people. 1 city. Infinite chances to choose better. Tuesday, 9 a.m. The audit goes public. Amara watches from her hotel room as the internet explodes in real time. Twitter trends within minutes. News outlets scramble for statements. The stock price drops 12% in the first hour. Her phone won't stop buzzing. Interview requests, hot takes from people who've never met Seonjae, activists celebrating, shareholders threatening lawsuits. At 10:30 a.m., Lee Hana from Seoul Business Daily calls again. This time, Amara answers. Ms. Kingsley, thank you for taking my call. I'm listening. I'm doing a live segment tonight, 7 p.m., prime time, about the audit, the restructuring, the viral video that started everything. Hana pauses. I'd like you to be a guest. You and Mr. Ryu. Together. Does he know you're asking? I called him first. He said yes, but only if you agreed. Amara's heart hammers. What's the angle? Redemption story? Corporate scandal? Romance clickbait? Truth. Hana's voice is steady, professional. I want to ask hard questions. About accountability, about whether people can change, about what happens when viral moments become real life. No scripted answers, just honest conversation. Why should I trust you? Because I'm one of the journalists who got the fake subtitle story wrong. I amplified it without verification. And I owe both of you, and my audience, something better than hot takes. Hana sounds genuinely regretful. This is me trying to do journalism instead of traffic chasing. Amara closes her eyes. This could go so wrong. Public spectacle. Every word analyzed. Relationship exposed to millions. But 7 p.m. I'll be there. Thank you. And Ms. Kingsley? For what it's worth, what you did took courage. A lot of us are watching to see if it actually leads somewhere. After they hang up, Amara texts Seonjae, You sure about tonight? No, Doing it anyway. You? Same. See you there. We'll survive this together. The studio is smaller than expected. Intimate set, 3 chairs, cameras that feel invasive even when not recording. Amara arrives at 6:30, makeup already done, wearing the same camel coat from the sidewalk confrontation. Intentional choice. Full circle. Seonjae arrives at 6:45, dark suit but no tie. Concession to formality without full armor. He sees her, crosses the room immediately. You okay? He asks quietly. Terrified. You? Same. He takes her hand briefly. Whatever happens, thank you for doing this. Thank you for not asking me to soften anything. Lee Hana enters at 6:55, microphone pack being attached by a technician. She greets them both professionally. No fake warmth, but genuine respect. Ground rules, Hana begins. I'm going to ask difficult questions. You're both free to decline answering, but silence will be noted. The interview will run approximately 25 minutes with a brief break in the middle. Understood? They both nod. At 7:02 p.m., they go live. Hana opens with context. The viral video, the audit results released this morning, the restructuring process. Then turns to Amara. Ms. Kingsley, when you confronted Mr. Ryu on that sidewalk, did you imagine it would lead to this? No. Honestly, I thought I'd yell, feel momentarily powerful, and then spend the rest of my trip avoiding that neighborhood. Amara's voice is steady. I didn't expect him to turn around, and I definitely didn't expect him to actually listen. But he did listen. Some would say he overcompensated, resigned as CEO, initiated an audit that's devastated his company's image. Do you feel responsible for that? Amara pauses, choosing words carefully. I feel responsible for holding up a mirror. What he saw in that mirror, and what he chose to do about it, that's on him. I didn't make him complicit in labor violations. I just made him see it. Hana nods, turns to Seonjae. Mr. Ryu. The audit reveals 15 factories with serious safety violations, dozens of buried complaints, a culture of retaliation against workers who spoke up. You were CEO during all of this. How do you explain that? I can't. His voice is quiet, but clear. I built a system where profits mattered more than people. I promoted managers who got results without asking about their methods. I signed off on budgets that prioritized expansion over safety. He looks directly at the camera. I am responsible, not middle management, not individual supervisors, me. I created the culture that allowed this. And now you're trying to fix it. Why should anyone believe this isn't just crisis management? Damage control? They shouldn't. Not yet. Seonjae's jaw tightens. Belief should be earned through consistent action over time. I'm not asking for forgiveness now. I'm asking for the chance to prove change is possible. And if I fail, I should face the full consequences. Hana shifts. Ms. Kingsley, you've been consulting on the restructuring. You've also been photographed with Mr. Ryu outside professional contexts. Are you in a romantic relationship? The question lands like a grenade. Amara glances at Seonjae. He gives the slightest nod. Your call. Yes, she says simply. We are. Doesn't that compromise your objectivity? How can you hold him accountable while personally involved? By refusing to separate the two. Amara leans forward slightly. I'm not dating the CEO who hurt people. I'm dating the man who's confronting the fact that he did. And I've made it very clear. If he stops doing the work, if this becomes performance, I walk. Personal feelings don't erase professional standards. Some would say that's naive. That powerful men always prioritize power over principle when forced to choose. Some would be right. Often they do. Amara's voice hardens slightly. But I've watched him choose the hard thing repeatedly. Resign. Release damning audits. Fund worker resources from his own salary. Those aren't performative gestures. They're expensive, reputation-destroying choices. Hana turns back to Seonjae. Mr. Ryu, do you love her? The directness startles him. He recovers quickly. Yes. Does that influence your decision-making? Absolutely. She makes me ask questions I've avoided for 20 years. Questions like, who am I hurting? And what would it be like to be on the receiving end of my policies? He looks at Amara. Loving her means letting her see the worst of what I've done, and accepting that she might leave when she does. Have you considered that this relationship might be built on an unequal power dynamic? You're still wealthy, still influential. She's a freelance journalist who gained prominence by confronting you. Every day, Seonjae admits, I worry that I'm unconsciously leveraging power, that she's staying because of some version of Stockholm Syndrome, that I'm repeating patterns without realizing it. He swallows hard. So I ask, constantly, am I making you feel small? Am I dismissing you? Am I using resources to control the narrative? And when she says yes, I adjust. Amara interjects. And I check myself constantly too. Am I excusing harm because I want this to work? Am I ignoring red flags? Am I being the cool girl who doesn't make demands? She looks at the camera. We're both hyper-aware this could be unhealthy. So we built in accountability, therapy, boundaries, Maya. Maya, my best friend, who has full permission to tell me if I'm being an idiot. Despite the tension, Seonjae almost smiles. She uses that permission frequently. Hana glances at her notes. The fake subtitle video, the one that made this crisis worse. You've both stated it was manipulated. Do you know who was responsible? Choi Min-woo hired a media firm to manufacture increased outrage. Seonjae says flatly. He's been suspended from the board pending investigation. If charges are filed, I'll support them fully. Even though he was your mentor? Especially because he was. He taught me that power excuses everything. I'm unlearning that lesson. The interview continues. Harder questions, painful answers, no easy resolutions. When they break for commercial, Amara's hands are shaking. Seonjae covers them with his own. You're doing great, he murmurs. I feel like I'm being dissected. Welcome to my last 3 weeks. They almost laugh. Almost. The final segment focuses on the future. Worker Resource Center, restitution plans, whether the company can survive this level of transparency. Final question for both of you, Hana says. Do you believe people, specifically powerful people, can truly change? Or is this all temporary performance? Amara answers first. I believe change is possible, but it's not a single decision. It's 1,000 daily choices. Some days he'll choose right. Some days he'll default to old patterns. The question isn't whether he's perfect now. It's whether he's willing to keep choosing when it's inconvenient. Seonjae nods. I'm not reformed. I'm reforming. Present tense. Ongoing. Probably for the rest of my life. He looks at Hana directly. I can't promise I'll never mess up again. But I can promise I won't hide when I do. And I won't ask the people I've hurt to protect my comfort. Even if that costs you everything? Especially then. The interview ends. The cameras stop. For a moment, the three of them just sit in the silence of exposure. That was brutal, Amara says finally. That was necessary, Hana corrects gently. Thank you both for not giving me talking points. Outside, the Seoul night is cool, autumn hinting at winter. Amara and Seonjae walk to his car. He still has a car, just drives himself now, and sit in the parking lot without starting the engine. That was terrifying, Seonjae says. You did good. We did good. Together. Her phone buzzes. Text from Maya. Watch the interview. You were brilliant. Also, I approve of him. Tentatively. With reservations. But approve. Amara shows Seonjae. He grins. Genuine. Relieved. High praise from the best friend? The highest. They sit in comfortable silence, watching people exit the building, return to their lives, their own complicated narratives. What happens now? Amara asks quietly. Now we see if honesty was enough. If people believe change is possible. If we survive the backlash. And us? Us. I keep choosing. Every day. However imperfectly. She leans across the center console, kisses him softly. Good answer. They drive through Seoul, past the Gangnam sidewalk, past the market, past the cafe where she showed him the flash drive, retracing their origin story, but as different people now. Not fixed, not finished, just further along. The interview does exactly what Amara feared and hoped. It goes viral. Within 12 hours, clips are everywhere. Think pieces multiply. Twitter divides into camps. A real accountability versus performative redemption. Both trending simultaneously. Some comments make her chest warm. This is what taking responsibility actually looks like. Not a Notes app apology. Actual structural change. She's not letting him off the hook. She's holding space for complexity. We need more of this. Others make her want to throw her phone into the Han River. She's been bought. A black woman defending a chaebol CEO, internalized oppression. He's using her as a shield. Classic powerful man move. This is trauma bonding dressed as romance. She needs therapy, not a relationship. Maya calls Wednesday morning. How are you holding up? I'm fine. Liar. Okay, I'm barely holding up. Is that what you want to hear? I want to hear the truth. Maya's voice softens. Talk to me. Amara collapses onto the hotel bed. Half the people think I'm a hero for demanding accountability. The other half think I'm a sellout for not crucifying him. And I'm tired, Maya. I'm tired of being a symbol instead of a person. So stop being a symbol. Be a person making messy choices. That's easy to say. I didn't say it was easy. I said it's what you need to do. Maya pauses. Do you love him? Real talk. The question sits heavy in Amara's chest. I think so. Maybe. It's complicated. Love usually is. But what if everyone's right? What if I am making excuses? What if I'm repeating patterns and calling it growth? Amara. Maya's voice is firm. I've known you for 8 years. I watched you stay with Marcus way past the expiration date. This isn't that. You're not diminishing yourself. You're demanding he meet you as an equal. That's not a pattern. That's evolution. After they hang up, Amara opens her laptop. The article she wrote is scheduled to publish Friday, 2 days away. Her editor has been promoting it. Exclusive first-person account of the viral Gangnam confrontation and what happened after. She reads through it one more time. All of it. The anger, the attraction, the complexity, the choice to stay. It's honest to the point of painful. Her finger hovers over the approve publication button. One click and her entire experience becomes public consumption. Analyzed, criticized, weaponized by people with agendas. She clicks approve, because silence never protected her. Only truth ever did. Thursday afternoon, Seon-jae calls. Can you come to the office? There's something you should see. When she arrives, he leads her to the conference room, the same one where the board tried to remove him. But now it's different. The table is covered in handwritten letters, dozens of them. What is this? Amara asks. Responses, from workers. Seon-jae picks up one, hands it to her. Started arriving this morning. She reads, Mr. Ryu, I worked at the Hwashong factory for 6 years. I was injured twice. Both times I was told to work through it or lose my job. I'm angry at you for creating that culture. But I'm writing because I want to believe your apology is real. Here's what I need. Medical coverage for my injury. And an investigation into the manager who threatened me. If you do that, I'll believe you're serious. Kim Minho. Another letter. I don't forgive you. You can't pay away what you allowed. But I'm watching. If you actually build the resource center, if you actually change policies, if workers' voices actually matter, then maybe years from now we can talk about repair, not before. Anonymous. Letter after letter. Anger, pain, cautious hope, demands for tangible change. How many? Amara asks quietly. 68 so far. More arriving every hour. Seon-jae's voice is thick with emotion. I'm reading every one, responding personally, following up on every specific request. This is going to take months. Years, probably. He looks at her. But this is the work, the real work. Not interviews or press releases. This. Amara sets down the letters carefully. You're actually doing it. Trying to. No, doing it. She moves closer, takes his hands. Seonjae, this. Reading every letter, responding personally. This is accountability. It's the least I can do. It's more than most ever would. He pulls her into a hug, tight, desperate, grateful. I couldn't do this without you. You know that, right? You could, but I'm glad you don't have to. They spend the next 3 hours reading letters together. She helps him draft responses, pushes back when his instinct is to over-apologize without offering concrete action, reminds him that words matter, but policy changes more. At 7 p.m., Ji-hoon knocks softly. Sir? Ms. Kingsley? You should see this. He holds up his phone. A hashtag is trending. Up his phone. A hashtag is trending. Letters Tore You workers are posting their letters publicly, sharing stories, creating a collective record of harm and hope. And beneath many posts, responses from Seonjae. Personal, specific, following up. People are noticing, Ji-hoon says quietly. This isn't just corporate theater. This is real response. That night, Amara publishes a thread on Twitter. Tomorrow my article drops. It's about confrontation, complexity, and what happens when viral moments become real life. It's going to make some people uncomfortable, including me. But discomfort is where change lives. See you on the other side. She hits post, takes a deep breath. Texts Seonjae. Ready for tomorrow? No, doing it anyway. Same. Want to not be ready together? Your place or mine? Yours. I'll bring terrible wine and good dumplings. He arrives 40 minutes later with both. They eat on her hotel room floor, backs against the bed, laptop open between them, refreshing the pre-publication preview of her article. Last chance to ask me to change something, Amara says. Don't change anything. Tell the truth. Even the parts that make you look bad? Especially those. At midnight, they fall asleep fully clothed, laptop still open, soul humming its endless song outside the window. When Friday morning arrives, the article goes live. And the world, for better or worse, finally hears the whole story. The article breaks the internet. Within 6 hours, 500,000 reads. Within 12, reprinted in 8 languages. By Saturday morning, Amara's inbox is a war zone of interview requests, book deal inquiries, speaking invitations, and hate mail in equal measure. The headline her editor chose, I called out a CEO, then I fell for him. Here's why that's not a contradiction. The responses are immediate and polarized. This is the nuance we need, accountability and redemption. This is abuse apologia dressed as complexity. She's weaponizing her blackness to shield a billionaire. Disgusting. Or maybe she's just a person making complicated choices. Wild concept. Amara turns off her phone Saturday afternoon. Can't read any more takes from strangers who've decided who she's allowed to be. Seonjae texts from a burner number. Saw the article. You're a brilliant writer. Also, my phone died from notifications, so this is my bat phone now. Want to hide from the internet together? Desperately. Where? Remember that market restaurant? The one with the incredible jjigae? Yes. Owner called me yesterday, said I'm welcome anytime. Actual quote, that girl you brought is good. You hold on to her. So, want to get endorsed by Korean grandmas with me? Despite everything, Amara laughs. Be there in 30 minutes. The restaurant is exactly as warm and chaotic as remembered. The owner sees them, breaks into a huge smile, gestures emphatically at a corner table. You! Sit, sit. I saw the interview. You! She points at Seonjae. You were honest. Good. Now you eat. She disappears before they can order, returns 10 minutes later with enough food for 6 people. She didn't let us order, Seonjae observes. She's decided we need feeding. Resistance is futile. They eat in comfortable silence, the chaos of the restaurant insulating them from the digital chaos outside. How are you really doing? Seonjae asks finally. Honestly, I feel raw, exposed, like I handed people my diary and they're arguing about whether my feelings are valid. She pokes at her rice. But also, lighter, like I finally said everything I needed to say. Regret writing it? No. Regret that strangers feel entitled to judge it? Yes. She meets his eyes. How about you? The audit, the letters, the interview, now my article. You're being dissected from every angle. It's strange. 3 weeks ago, any of this would have destroyed me. The loss of control, the public criticism, the vulnerability. He sets down his chopsticks. But now it just feels like, I don't know, like I'm finally living outside the glass tower. Real air, real consequences, real connection. That's very poetic for someone who once said synergy in a sentence unironically. You've ruined me for corporate speak. Good. The owner returns with dessert they didn't order, sweet rice cakes and hot tea. Pats both their shoulders maternally, says something in rapid Korean that sounds affectionate, and returns to the kitchen. I think she's adopting us, Amara says. I think you're right. Walking back through Seoul twilight, hand in hand, Amara's phone buzzes in her pocket. She ignores it. Then it buzzes again, and again. You should check that, Seonjae says. She pulls it out reluctantly. Messages from her editor. CNN wants you for a segment Monday. International coverage. This is huge. Call me. What is it? Seonjae asks. CNN. They want me for an interview about the article. Are you going to do it? I don't know. Part of me wants to hide forever. Part of me thinks, if I have a platform, I should use it. Talk about complexity, about how accountability doesn't require perfection. She looks at him. What do you think? I think you'll make the right choice for you, and I'll support whatever that is. Even if I say things that complicate your life. Especially then. She leans into him, solid, warm, present. I'm going to do it. Okay. And I'm going to talk about us. The real version. Messy, uncertain, still figuring it out. Okay. You're very agreeable right now. I'm trying something new. It's called trust. How's it feel? Terrifying, liberating, little bit nauseating. He kisses the top of her head. Mostly good, though. Monday morning, Amara sits in a studio chair with a remote camera, CNN anchor on a screen asking questions. Amara, your article has sparked intense debate. Some see it as a model for accountability, others as evidence of manipulation. What do you say to critics who think you're being used? I say they're infantilizing me, assuming I can't make my own choices, that I must be naive or damaged or bought. Amara's voice is steady. I'm a grown woman with agency. I chose to hold someone accountable. Then I chose to watch what he did with that accountability. Those aren't contradictory choices. They're sequential ones. But you're also romantically involved. Doesn't that compromise your objectivity? Does falling in love with anyone compromise objectivity? We don't interrogate this in other contexts. We only question it when power dynamics exist. She leans forward slightly. Yes, there's a power imbalance. We're hyper-aware of it. We've built in safeguards, therapy, external accountability, boundaries. But the alternative is what? Pretend people in different social positions can never connect. That's not justice. That's just different rules for different people. The anchor nods. What would you say to someone in a similar situation? Someone who confronted power and now doesn't know what to do with the aftermath? I'd say, your anger was valid. Your confrontation mattered. And whatever you choose next is also valid. Whether that's walking away, staying to watch, or something in between. Amara's eyes are bright. We're not required to accept easy narratives. We're allowed to live in the complicated middle while we figure out what's true. When the interview ends, her phone explodes again, this time more supportive than critical. Thank you for saying this. I've been in a similar situation and felt so judged for not fitting the strong woman who walks away narrative. This is growth. This is what adult relationships look like. Messy, accountable, evolving. That afternoon, she meets Seonjae at the construction site, the Worker Resource Center, now framed and starting to take shape. "Look," he says, pointing to the foundation. "Concrete poured yesterday. Real. Permanent. You're really building it. Did you doubt? Sometimes. Not because of you. Because I've been disappointed before." He nods slowly. "I understand. For what it's worth, I'm going to keep proving it. Not to win points. Just because it's right." I know. They stand there, watching construction workers measure and hammer and build, creating something new from conscious choices. 6 months, Amara says quietly. "That's what I told you to ask me again when the center opens." I remember. It's been almost 2 months, 4 to go. "Counting? Aren't you?" He turns to face her fully. "Every day. Because every day you stay is a day I get to prove I meant everything I said. And if you mess up, if you default to old patterns, then you call me on it, like you did on that sidewalk. And I listen, again and again, however many times it takes." She kisses him, there, in front of construction workers and the Seoul skyline, and the messy work of building something better. 4 more months. She whispers against his lips. "Don't make me regret this. I won't. I'll try my absolute hardest not to. That's all I ask." 3 months later. January rain in Seoul, cold and persistent. The Worker Resource Center has walls now. Windows, interior framing. Still 2 months from opening, but real enough to touch. Amara stands under an awning outside her new apartment. She moved out of the hotel 8 weeks ago, found a small place in Yeonam-dong, close to the cafe where everything shifted. She's been writing full-time, articles, a book proposal, consulting work with 3 other companies on accountability frameworks. Her phone buzzes. "Seonjae. Forgot my umbrella. Currently drowning. Send help or ARC. Where are you? Your neighborhood. Was coming to surprise you with dinner. Surprise. Am soaked. Stay there. Coming." She grabs her umbrella, large, sturdy, the kind that fits 2 people if they stand close, and jogs 3 blocks. Finds him huddled under a convenience store awning, hair plastered to his forehead, looking miserable and endearing. "You're pathetic," she says, laughing. "I'm wet and hungry, and your sympathy is noted." She opens the umbrella, pulls him under. They walk pressed together, her apartment 6 blocks away. "So," Seonjae says as they walk, "I have news. Good or bad? Depends on perspective. The board voted to reinstate my CEO position, with oversight. Conditional on maintaining transparency standards." Amara stops walking. "What?" "They said the restructuring has been successful enough to restore investor confidence. New leadership structure. But they want me back in official capacity." "And you said?" "I said I needed to think about it. Talk to you. Figure out if that's who I want to be again." They resume walking, rain drumming on fabric above their heads. "Do you want it?" Amara asks carefully. "Part of me does. The part that built everything, that knows the company inside out. But another part, the part that's learned to breathe outside the glass tower, isn't sure. What's that part want? Balance, humanity, the ability to have dinner with my girlfriend without canceling for board emergencies." He glances at her. "What do you think?" "I think it's your choice. But I also think you've done the hard work of changing the culture. Maybe now you're the right person to lead it forward. As long as you maintain boundaries. Would you stay if I took the position?" "Seonjae, I'm not staying because of your job title. I'm staying because of who you've become. CEO or consultant or professional dumpling taster. Doesn't matter to me." He stops walking, turns to face her fully. Rain falls beyond their small circle of dry. "I love you," he says. Simple, clear. I've been too scared to say it directly. But I do. I love who you are, who I'm becoming because of you. The complexity you demand. All of it. Amara's breath catches. "You're saying this in the rain?" Seemed poetic. It's a cliché. "I'm new to romance. Give me a break." She kisses him, deep, certain, tasting rain and joy and the terrifying beauty of choosing someone despite all the reasons not to. I love you too, she says when they part. Your progress, your effort, your willingness to be uncomfortable. I love that you're not finished, but you're committed to the journey. Even when I mess up? Especially then, because you admit it instead of gaslighting me. They make it back to her apartment soaked despite the umbrella. She makes tea while he changes into dry clothes she keeps at her place now. Domestic intimacy, ordinary magic. I'm taking the position, Seonjae says, wrapped in a blanket on her couch. But with conditions. Mandatory board oversight, quarterly third-party audits. And 1 day a week I work at the resource center, direct contact with workers. No buffer. That's radical for a CEO. I learned from someone who demanded radical. They spend the evening planning, not just his return to leadership, but their life around it. Boundaries, date nights, the non-negotiables that keep relationships human when work tries to consume everything. At 11 p.m., the rain finally stops. Seonjae prepares to leave, finds his umbrella in her stand, the one he forgot, now found. Keep it here, Amara says, for next time you forget. Planning on me being forgetful? Planning on you being human, which includes occasionally scattered. He kisses her goodnight, slow, thorough, full of promise. 2 more months, he says, until the center opens. I remember the timeline. And then I ask you properly, about staying, about us, about future. I'll be ready to answer. After he leaves, Amara opens her laptop. An email from Maya. Flying in next month for the center opening. Want to finally meet this man in person. Fair warning, I'm bringing my interrogation questions. Amara responds. He's expecting nothing less. Bring your worst. She looks around her apartment, small but hers. Seoul outside the window, no longer foreign but home. A life built on confrontation that became foundation. Not perfect, not simple, but real. And for the first time in years, that feels like enough. March. The Worker Resource Center opens on a Thursday with no ceremony. Just doors unlocking, staff ready, resources available. Amara and Seonjae arrive early, before the media, before the workers who might come. Just the two of them standing in the space that didn't exist 6 months ago. We built this, Seonjae says quietly. You built this. I just held you accountable. That's how it got built. The first person through the door is Kim Minho, the factory worker whose letter started everything. He looks around, suspicious, guarded. Is this real? He asks. Yes, Seonjae responds. Free legal aid, mental health services, anonymous reporting system, all of it real. And if I use it, I won't be retaliated against? You have my word, and third-party oversight to enforce it. Kim nods slowly. I'm watching. We all are. I know, that's how it should be. Over the next hour, more workers arrive. Some angry, some hopeful, all cautious. Amara watches Seonjae interact, listening more than speaking, taking notes, accepting criticism without deflecting. This is who he's become. Not perfect, still learning, but present. That evening, they walk back to the Gangnam sidewalk where it all began. 6 months ago, almost exactly. The same glass towers, the same rush of people, but everything different. Thank you, Seonjae says, standing on the exact spot where he once dismissed her. For yelling at me, for not accepting easy answers, for staying long enough to see if change was possible. Thank you for turning around, for listening, for doing the impossible work of becoming different. So, he takes her hand. I promise to ask you properly. Are you staying? In Seoul? In this relationship? In this complicated, beautiful mess we've built? Amara looks at him. Really looks. Sees the man who walked back when he could have left. Who dismantled an empire to rebuild it correctly. Who learned to ride subways and read worker letters and love without controlling. Yes, she says simply. I'm staying. Even knowing I'll mess up sometimes. Even knowing that. as long as you keep choosing to do better. Deal. He kisses her there, on the sidewalk where strangers once filmed their confrontation. But this time, no one pays attention. They're just two people in a city of millions, building something ordinary and extraordinary simultaneously. A teenager walks past, does a double take. Wait, are you the viral couple? From the video? Amara and Seonjae exchange glances. Yeah, Amara says. That's us. Cool. The teenager grins. My mom showed me your interview. She said you're proof that people can change if they actually try. Made me think about stuff differently. She walks away before they can respond. Seonjae blinks. We're proof? Apparently. No pressure or anything. Just the weight of symbolic representation. Normal Thursday. They laugh. Genuine. Free. The sound of two people who found each other in the worst way and built something worthwhile anyway. 6 months later, Amara's book publishes. Repeat That to My Face, a memoir of confrontation and complexity. It becomes a bestseller in 4 countries. 1 year later, the Worker Resource Center reports helping 342 workers, resolving 89 complaints, and initiating policy changes across the company. 18 months later, Seonjae proposes, not dramatically, just during dinner at their market restaurant. Simple ring, simple question. Complicated, beautiful answer. Yes. 2 years later, they get married in a small ceremony. Maya officiates, giving a speech that roasts them both lovingly. Ji-hoon is best man. Kim Min-ho attends, brings his family, tells Seonjae the center saved his job and his marriage. The internet has opinions as always, but they stop reading them. 5 years later, Ryu Enterprises is a model for accountable corporate governance. Not perfect, still problems, still work to do, but transparently, consistently better. 5 years later, Amara publishes her 3rd book, teaches workshops on confrontational journalism, speaks at conferences about holding power accountable without dehumanizing people. 5 years later, they still ride the subway sometimes, still eat at restaurants with plastic chairs, still remember the day everything changed because one woman refused to be silent and one man chose to listen. And on their anniversary, every year, they stand on that Gangnam sidewalk, the place where cowardice became courage, where anger became catalyst, where 2 imperfect people collided and built something better than either planned. Not a fairy tale, not simple, not easy, but real, lasting, true. And sometimes, that's the greatest love story of all. The one where people choose each other daily, do the hard work, and build connection from confrontation. The one where, repeat that to my face, became an invitation instead of a challenge.